Welcome to the Crafty Mini, and this is the Heroquest unboxing that was promised on the last episode. So I'm just going to quickly look at some of the expansions, the Kellar's Keep and the Witch Lord. Now the Kellar's Keep's not painted yet, but we'll just have a quick look at what's inside.
So we're not doing more bloody Heroquest there.
No, shut up, this is what was promised to the people. No.
Come on,
no, go away.
Skeletons.
Don't even start, because I'm still recovering from that beating.
Look, I'm sorry I hit you.
Honestly. Anyway, in each expansion you get a bunch of miniatures, some new equipment cards, some mission specific tiles that'll be for that part of the campaign book, and then you get a campaign book itself that your heroes will progress through. This is the second or third depending on which order you play, but it's very greenskin based. Now the Witch Lord, this is the one that we saw in the last video.
It's good job, I bloody edited it and got
and
it
so this is very undead sort of theme, so we get extra skeletons, zombies, mummies and things. Extra equipment cards with a nice sort of retro artwork on them. And here we go. We won't go too much into that because you saw it on the last video. Right, so this is the when you backed it on the Haslabs, like a Kickstarter thing, this is the special content you got. So a couple of brand new campaigns that have never been done before, which is quite nice. There's another one in the quest book. Again, loads of maps and missions and things. Some new tiles, some new rooms. Always cool. Be interested to see what this plays like actually, because I've not played the extra expansions yet.
That's it. I'm really sorry for it.
There you go, the quest book.
Look, can we just let bygones be bygones, please?
And so you get some new characters as well, which is quite cool. Some new classes.
Please.
Some of those have got their own spells as well, and a couple of new artifacts, which are special loot for in-game, which I'm assuming is going to be in the actual quest books themselves.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. So again, we're going to have just a very cursory look at these miniatures because they're not painted yet. We'll spend more time, we'll do a video on them at some point actually. So a couple of new goblins, abominations and orcs, skeletons, zombies and mummies that are alternate sculpts, which are quite nice. The skeletons and the mummies in particular look really good. The red ones are the new heroes, so you can play straight out of the box, and a couple of new dread warriors, an alternate gargoyle, and this one, which is a dragon. It's a really nice sculpt. Bit of cleanup needs working on it, but that's going to be really fun to paint. Now, part of this as well is this little box. So your main 4 heroes in the original base game, they decided to do like a gender swap, which is quite nice. You get a female barbarian, female dwarf, a male elf, and a female wizard. And then in the bottom left corner there is Ragnar, which for fans of the original game you'll know who that is. It's cool that he's finally got his own miniature and you don't have to use the Chaos Sorcerer. So yeah, so that's the sort of expansion stuff that you were given, and now we're going to look at the actual base set itself. Right, so this is the Heroquest core set. Similar sort of art style than the old 80s one. I know people have complained it's a bit cartoony, but I quite like it. I mean, the missions and things itself haven't changed. I think even some of the books have still got the original typos in there. So it's the exact same game. So this is your first quest book. Won't go into those because I don't want to spoil it for people. Rulebook, really simple. The sort of DM screen, as it were, that the evil player uses. I really like the artwork on this. Very, very similar to the original 80s one. Rules, really simple. So actually, I think this is actually a better layout than the original, to be honest. And then we get some tokens, pit traps, falling block tiles, the stairs that go deeper into the dungeon, all that sort of stuff. The board, I am happy to say they have not changed this. This looks great. It's bigger, a bit bigger than the original. They've kept all the coloured rooms. It's really nice. And that map is just a massive nostalgia hit for me. Right, so going into the actual box contents itself. Character sheets. So each player will be given one of these, and you can track all things like your loot, your hit points, any special gear, things like the cool artifacts that we'll look now at the cards. So this is your standard deck. So equipment cards, there's various things you can buy or get a hold of in game. The artwork on these, I don't think they've changed it, to be honest, from the original 80s one. Things like the potion speed and the helmet looks exactly the same. And then the treasure, so you go around searching the rooms and things. Again, this is all just old-fashioned stuff. I love this. Wandering Monster, that's changed, but it's a cool picture. All the traps and things like that. Potions of strength, potions of healing. and this is my favourite stuff, the artefacts. So playing this as a kid, this is just absolute nostalgia now. So Wizard Staff, that's a new one. Orc's Bane, that's a classic. It looks like they've added some new cards, which is cool. It's going to be interesting. Borin's Armour, always a good one. Old Dwarf used to carry that. And there should be, yeah, there we go. Talisman of Law, that's a new one. And the Spirit Blade, only weapon that can actually harm the Witch Lord, which is quite cool. Now, other cards that you get, so there are these Dread spells. Now, this is a brand new edition. I didn't realise until I was actually going through it, having a proper look at it. So these look like it's certain spells that the Games Master, or Morkar I think his name is actually in game. So the bad guy can actually cast on the party. That's an interesting twist, I don't know how that works. Your stat cards for all your monsters, if you need to look at them at a quick glance for the players. Artwork's pretty cool. Big changes, the Abomination and the Dread Warrior. So they used to be Famirs and Chaos Knights, or Chaos Warriors I believe. Well, they're pretty cool. And then spells. Here we go. So fire, earth, water, and wind. So the elements. And your characters, it's the elf and the wizard get access to these. And 9 times out of 10 the wizard always picks the fire set because they're the most aggressive. But yeah, the artwork's absolutely amazing on these. The back of the new backs of the cards as well look really good. And I don't think, it doesn't look like there's much change in there on those. And then we get some reference cards for the players, just so you can see what you can do in a turn. It's a really easy game, this is. And then we get the stat cards for the actual heroes themselves. Then when you come to see the paint job in a second, as we get there, you'll see that I've tried to keep that as close as I can to the cards because I want that 80s sort of feel to it.
Righto, Crafty. Righto, let's get all this set up. Here's the doors, the furniture. Oh, let's grab this treasure chest, guys. Look at that. Oh, monsters. Here we go. Plop, plop, plop. Get them out, get them out, get them out, get them out. Having a bit of fun. Look at that. Oh, way! Have a dance. Come here, give us a kiss. That's more like it, Crafty, eh? Hit bleediness. Love you, I do, Crafty. Love you.
Right, you sit there. Let's get this sorted. Made a bit of a mess, didn't you? Never mind.
Sorry.
Okay, so
we're
going to go through each of the things now and show you the paint jobs on them. So first of all, dice, obviously not painted, but they're pretty cool. Slight change to the original, but still. You've got your skulls, your black shields, your white shields, and your 2 movement dice with just the red ones there. Slide them to the side. Now then, I think we'll have a look at the furniture first. So the fireplace, quite nice to paint this was. I do want to do something with that little picture frame there. I'm not sure what yet.
How about a cheeky little portrait of you know who?
Yes, we could put a... Yeah, okay, yeah, we could do a little picture of you in there. That's possible. Right, next up, bookcases. These are pretty cool. I'm just going to just adjust the light now. So all the individual books painted. These are all just a solid brown plastic when they come out of the box. But really enjoyed these. Just a simple dry brush and a wash. And I've just changed the tones of the browns just slightly on each one. There's another one, some more books and little things on the shelves. Then we get the closed door bookcase, which I quite like. It's one of my favourites. Literally just brown and a brown wash. And then just the silvery bits. What we got next? Okay, so we've got the tables. These are pretty simple. Now I will say, compared to the old 80s one, this is a godsend, the fact that this is a one mould piece and not 2 bits of plastic holding the cardboard together in the middle. Those of you who've played the original will know what I'm on about, because it wasn't very durable. And that's the same with a lot of the other furniture as well. So the alchemist table, this was a bit of fun to paint. A few more details than the original. All the bottles are actually stuck down instead of pegged on like the original. Everything's made of this slightly soft plastic, so I think you can chuck it around a bit more, and obviously kids playing it and things, it'll look good. That was the little altar with the book. We've got the sarcophagus now. I might change the top of this. I might go back and paint it. I'm not sure yet. Torture rack, classic. from the old
I do
Heroquest.
like good old torture at me. Bit of screaming, right?
Oh, you like
No, not
torture
yet.
rack, do you? Okay. Oh, this is one of my favourites. Look at this chair. Again, the original was cardboard with the sides were brown plastic and these weird pegs that always fell out. So, treasure chests. Again, like the bookcases, I've just alternated the browns and the metallic trims a little bit. So we've got a gold trim, a coppery, bronze, and then a silver on a dark wood. Quite like those. Weapons rack. Pretty simple, just silver browns and put the washes on. Again, like the actual basics, miniatures, the zombies, the skeletons and the mummies, everything here is painted in that style. So the idea being that you get a simple block colour on to differentiate everything, put a wash on to do get all the detail pop in, dry brush where needed, but if not you just leave it at that, done. So there's open door frames, which obviously for the heroes to go through into the rooms. Some have got green vines, some have got brown vines, otherwise it's exactly the same throughout, including the closed doors, which you'll see in a sec. So just black, dry brush with grey, put a wash on, the door brown wash, and then silver or gold trim for the details as and where I want, just to give them a bit of variation. And that's the furniture. So onto the miniatures. So these are now called Dread Warriors. These were originally Chaos Knights, I believe. Want them pretty dark and dingy, a bit of bronze and a bit of red just to make them pop. Quite like the cloaks on these. And you get 4 of these in the base set. There they are.
Yeah, not bad then. You got to do more like old projects that you've done in the past. There's loads of stuff in that big box that you painted over. Oh, no, I'm not moving, sorry. Don't get funny. What are we doing now? Oh, skeletons, man.
Right, skeletons. So these are a bit different to the Witchlord ones. Exactly the same method, except I did the armour bronze on these. And the staff of the scythe, not a spear dagger.
I didn't know what to
I did that brown instead. But exactly the same. You get 4 of those in the base set again. So this is one of the newer miniatures. This is an Abomination. It used to be a Famir.
They look like bloody deep ones, they do. Children of Dagon. Ooh.
Yes, they do look like deep ones actually. Now you get 3 of these, and again I've done just variations on the colour. So greens, simple wash, done different colour dyes, and bronze for the tridents. So mummies, we've seen these before. I think the only difference I've done with these is I've actually washed them in a slightly different brown to the ones I did in the base set. Zombies, again exactly the same, although I do prefer the latest ones I've done with the grey trousers. So you get a couple of each of those in the base set. Now the gargoyle, so he was the original sort of big bad enemy in the game. Really tough. I think if I remember, memory serves me right, 4 attack and 4 defense dice. Absolute beast. But good fun, and I've done him in a stone sort of method. Now the orcs, again, so just because there's 3 or 4 different sculpts, I've just changed the tone of green on the skin just so they all look a bit different. And all the armours done the same way as we did on the skeletons, just silver, but then either a brown or a black wash just to make it look a bit muckier. Again, dead simple paint job. I just want them to pop on the table and quick to play. Quite like about these as well is there's male and female orcs now instead of just the same orc. Right, more goblins, more greenskins, sorry. So you get, I think you get 6 goblins in this set, a couple of each different sculpt. They're pretty good. Fairly easy to paint, and again just a bit of bronze, a bit of silver and different browns just so they can all look a bit more individual. Now onto the heroes. So again, I tried to paint these identical to the cards. So you've got the wizard in a completely 80s retro ridiculous outfit, purple, yellow and green. The elf, now I prefer the old elf miniature from the 80s set, but this one's pretty cool. It's all very sort of woodland, so lots of different greens popped on. Barbarian, he's basically Conan. Sword doesn't look big enough for me personally, but again, nice easy paint job. Do like this dwarf, it's got a lot more dynamic, and dwarves have got to be ginger, ladies and gents. And finally the Chaos Sorcerer, just nice red all over the cloak. So that's the base set of the actual miniatures themselves, and that was Heroquest unboxed. So Sally, if you can sort it out, get it all put away for me.
Cool, so I can crafty, not a problem. Right, let's get all these monsters put away. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Right, furniture. Oh, I reckon I can move houses quick. There we go, that's all the doors. Brilliant.
Right, thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of the Crafty Mini. Oh, don't forget to check out the community blog and chuck up some questions if you want them answering. It can be on anything to do with the projects or anything else sort of crafty related.
Goodbye, humans.